Over 3,000 islands of paradise. For some, it's a blessing. For others, it's a curse. Hey everyone, Lucamus Prime here. So it is time for a brand new movie review today, and this time it's going to be for a new franchise I'm going to be reviewing. And this is for the start of another one of my favourite franchises of all time, one that I also got into recently, which was probably about 3 years ago now. And this is also a franchise which is live action and is based on a ride at Disney theme parks. And this film, which is the first installment of this franchise based on this ride, is none other than, of course, 2003's Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, which is directed, of course, by Gore Verbinski and is based on Walt Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean theme park attraction at Disney theme parks, and is, of course, the first one of the franchise. So, how was this film made then? So, after Walt Disney Studios executives created a rough treatment in 2000, Jay Wolpert developed a script in 2001, and Stuart Beattie rewrote it in early 2002. Around that time, producer Jerry Bruckheimer became involved in a project. He brought in Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio to work on the script. Having previously pitched a premise in the 1990s, Elliott and Rossio added the plot device of a supernatural curse to bring the story in line with the original theme park ride. Gore Verbinski became involved as director afterwards. Filming took place from October 2002 to March 2003 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and on sets constructed around Los Angeles, California. This was also the first film released under Walt Disney Pictures banner to be rated PG-13 by the MPAA, and it had its world premiere at Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California on June 28, 2003. And it also defied low pre-release expectations because this film, however, was a huge box office success because it grossed $654.3 million worldwide, and it became the fourth highest grossing film of 2003. And it received generally positive reviews from critics, with as well the performance by Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow receiving universal acclaim. And this film has also been regarded as the film that launched Johnny Depp into a box office leading man after many years as a cult movie star, and he also as well won the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a male actor in a leading role, in addition to Best Actor nominations at Oscars, BAFTAs and Golden Globes. Definitely well deserved in my opinion. And the film was also nominated for 4 other Academy Awards and BAFTAs and became a first in the franchise. When it comes to my reaction to this film then, so I first got into this franchise back in early 2021 because I was recommended it by my friends, and I thought, you know what, let's give it a go, shall we? I've heard good things about it, so let's check it out for myself. So I watched this film on Amazon Prime when I rented it on there, and wow. I think it's true to say that I was most definitely blown out of the water, as one of the taglines for this film said, because I absolutely love this film. Definitely, in my opinion, a phenomenal start to this franchise, absolutely. And I even, of course, own the film on Blu-ray, like the rest of the trilogy, because to me this franchise is a trilogy. So, now, what is this film about then? So, Captain Jack Sparrow, who is played, of course, by Johnny Depp, arrives at Port Royal, Jamaica in the Caribbean without a ship or crew. His timing is inopportune, however, because later that evening, the town is besieged by a pirate ship that was previously Jack's. The pirates kidnap the governor's daughter, Elizabeth Swan, who's played by Keira Knightley, who is in possession of a valuable coin that is linked to a curse that has transformed pirates into the undead. A gallant blacksmith, Will Turner, played by Orlando Bloom, who is in love with Elizabeth, allies with Sparrow in pursuit of the pirates. So, now, let's talk about what I think is great about this film then. So, one thing that I think is amazing about this film for me is the cast. So, when it comes to the main character of this film, Captain Jack Sparrow, he's not only my favourite role of all time from Johnny Depp, who for me is an absolute legend, a great actor, one of the greatest actors of all time, but he's also most definitely my favourite live-action Disney protagonist of all time, because he's such a really fun character to watch, and he's definitely an awesome sword fighter, just an amazing captain, and I can definitely see why Johnny Depp got universal acclaim for this role. Definitely well-deserved. To me, it's his best performance of all time, and Captain Jack is both entertaining and really funny, and just so badass in my opinion, with lots of memorable quotes, like just an absolute legend. And Johnny Depp absolutely nailed it as him, in my opinion. Just wow. In this film, he kicked off his role phenomenally, absolutely. And when it comes as well to other great cast members in this, so alongside Johnny as well, I definitely really love the casting of Geoffrey Rush as the villain of this film, which is Captain Hector Barbossa. Barbossa is, to me, an absolutely amazing villain, and Geoffrey Rush was absolutely brilliant as him. He made him a very entertaining and fun villain to watch. Like, he did such a really amazing job playing in Hector Barbossa in this, just did him so well. Like, a phenomenal performance, most definitely my favourite role of his. And Barbossa is definitely one of my favourite characters created by Disney of all time as well, most definitely. And when it comes to supporting protagonists, I definitely as well really loved Orlando Bloom as Will Turner in this. He made Will Turner a very likeable character who's really fun to watch, and was definitely my second favourite role of his behind Legolas from the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movie trilogies. And I also as well definitely really loved Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Swann in this. And that's definitely my favourite role of her. She's a great actress, and I think she really nailed it as Elizabeth Swann, in my opinion, in the films that she's in as her. And this film is most definitely no exception. Just an amazing performance in this film from her. And she's definitely one of my favourite female characters in cinematic history as well, because she's very likeable and also very well developed. And she's definitely really fun to watch, in my opinion, because of that. She's very well written, I must say. And there's other great supporting characters in this as well. So I definitely really love Jack Davenport as a character Norrington. I definitely thought he played him very well. That's probably my favourite role of Jack Davenport. And when it comes to of course, Jack's crew members in this, my favourite one of them is most definitely Gibbs, who is played in this by Kevin McNally. Kevin McNally always has done an amazing job playing Gibbs, and as a fun fact, Johnny Depp and also Kevin McNally and Geoffrey Rush, those three actors, of course, have a distinction of being in all parts of Caribbean films so far. And Kevin McNally has always done a really amazing job playing Gibbs, and this one was definitely an exception where he kicks off his time playing Gibbs. And I also, as well, definitely really loved Jonathan Pryce as Governor Weatherby Swan, who is Elizabeth's father. That's probably my favourite role of Jonathan Pryce. He's a great actor, and I think Swan is, to me, definitely his best role. And when it comes as well to comic relief in this film, I definitely really loved Ragetti and Pinto. Like, those two are just so funny in this, and really fun to watch. And Mackenzie Crook and Lee Arenberg did a really great job playing both of them. It was just so funny. And definitely, in my opinion, lots of fun in this. And when it comes to other members of Barbossa's crew as well, I've already mentioned Ragetti and Pinto, but I also definitely really love Bosun, who's played by Isaac C. Singleton Jr., who I know as a voice actor for lots of games I've played and other shows I've watched. And I think he did a really good job playing Bosun in this. And also, Trevor Goddard, may he rest in peace, as Grapple as well. This was sadly his last film before he died. Rest in peace to Trevor. My favourite role has always been Kano in Mortal Kombat, but I think he did a great job playing Grapple in this film. And when it comes to his supporting heroes, I definitely really love the appearance of Zoe Saldana as Anna Maria. One of her early roles in her career, but she definitely did a really great job playing Anna Maria in this film to help start off her career. This was after she appeared in several films in 2000, 2001, 2002 before, but I think Anna Maria was definitely one of her best early roles, in my opinion. And it's a shame she didn't return for any sequels into it, because I thought she was a very good character, in my opinion, and thought it was worth. And aside from this great cast of characters in this, I definitely really love the story of this, because it was definitely, in my opinion, a lot of fun. And it's really a big shame how this film is so much better than what we're getting from today's Disney, in my opinion, because it's full of likeable characters and just a really great story with lots of amazing actors playing just great characters. And I think they did a really great job with this film. And Gore Verbinski definitely really nailed it as the director. And I also, as well, definitely really love the visual effects in this film as well. I think for its time in 2003, this film holds up fantastically, because this film is over 2 decades old, and in my opinion, it's aged really well. And especially from my rewatch of a movie to prepare for this review, I definitely think it still holds up to this day, in my opinion, because it looks so good, in my opinion. Like, one honourable mention I've got to say for CGI is probably, for me, the skeletons, because I think for its time, they did a really good job bringing the skeletons to life. For of course, the scenes with Barbossa's ship being cursed. I think that was definitely, in my opinion, very well done for its time. Especially in the scene where Barbossa drinks and we see the liquid going through his body. Like, it might be a bit creepy at first, but when you take a look at it, you can definitely tell the visual effects department did a really great job with it, in my opinion. Like, it makes it so creepy and eerie, but they still really did a great job with the effects for it, in my opinion. And that also goes for the rest of the film too, because it does a really great job balancing out both practical and visual effects, in my opinion. They did a really great job with it, in my opinion. And I also definitely really love the musical score in this, composed by Klaus Bidell, especially the main theme of the franchise, which is definitely, for me, really fun to listen to. And even though Klaus Bidell didn't return to compose the later films of the franchise after this one, I am still, however, happy that, of course, the composer after him still used his theme song on which he composed for this, which I was very happy about, because it's a really great theme song in this and great to listen to. So, yeah, definitely, in my opinion, really memorable. And it's also a shame how even this music is better than what we're getting in today's Disney. Just really sad, in my opinion, how this film is so much better than what we're getting today, in my opinion. Like, wow. I just think it's really sad. And also, not getting this one thing is also for me the pacing, because this film is 143 minutes, right? So it's over 2 hours, like 2 hours and 23 minutes. And in my opinion, it's paced brilliantly, because the film never gets boring or too fast, in my opinion. I think it's very well paced, because it's just so much fun to watch, in my opinion. With great action scenes, that, like, for example, the sword fighting, especially, of course, in the scene where Jack first meets Will in the barn. That was definitely, in my opinion, a really cool fight scene. Very well choreographed as well, with the sword fighting, like, wow. And of course, as well, the siege on the port as well was also, in my opinion, very well done. I definitely really love that. And also, as well, the conversation with Barbossa as well. Definitely, in my opinion, really well done. And the film also handles plot twists really well too as well. So, for example, the scene where, of course, Jack becomes immortal with a curse. That was definitely, in my opinion, a very good plot twist. I love that. And the film is just so much fun, in my opinion. Like, definitely, in my opinion, just how you start a franchise. And I can definitely see, of course, why it helped kick off a franchise really well, because I think, as a franchise starter, they really did a really great job kicking it off with this film, in my opinion. But it also didn't any bad qualities, so I've already mentioned that it can be a bit creepy seeing the skeletons, because they are pretty freaky, in my opinion, the design of them. But visually, though, they are very well made, I'll say that. And also, the film does kind of get a little bit too goofy at times, but personally, I don't really mind it that much. But when it comes to a franchise, though, it's the sequel that I personally think they improved on, and I'll be getting to that next week. Can't wait for that. But this film, though, for what it's worth, is still lots of fun, in my opinion. It's a great film from start to finish, and it's just so much fun to watch. So, if I was to give Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl a score out of 10, I'd probably give it a very solid score of 9 out of 10, because I think it was a great start to the franchise. Gore Verbinski really nailed it with directing this film, and the casting and crew all did a really great job. And of course, they helped spawn a franchise. The sequel, Devil's Chest, is my personal favourite franchise, and I can't wait to review that next week. And then, of course, the first one, At War's End, to me, is the end of a franchise. To me, a really amazing end to a great trilogy. And then, unfortunately, of course, it got 2 sequels, which I personally don't accept as canon, because I don't like them. On Stranger Tides, I think it's an unnecessary cash grab, which is not needed at all, and is very mediocre. But it's the 5th film, Dim and Ten Tales of Stardust Revenge, depending on what it's called, Where You Live, which I personally hate. And I'll be trash talking in the series. I am not looking forward to that. But anyway, this is, of course, me doing my review for Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of Black Pearl. So, you know the drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to tell us in the comments what you guys think of Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of Black Pearl. If you've seen it, let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, be sure to join the team, find my best and subscribe with this coming in the future. And Pirates Life for me, savvy.